Well, hi again, and welcome back to the Straight A Nursing Podcast. I'm Nurse Mo, and I've got another bonus mini episode for you today. And this one is talking about my favorite productivity tool. Now, before we dive into that, let's take a quick minute for a listener shout out to Sarah, who says, without a doubt, boot camp set me up for success in pharmacology with dosage calculations, pathophysiology with the lessons on electrolytes, and helped me understand nursing diagnoses and care plans, and helped me know what to expect from clinicals. I recommend boot camp to anyone who wants to actively prepare for nursing school. So thank you, Sarah, for taking the time to submit your feedback and your experience with boot camp. That's exactly why I created it. So what Sarah is talking about is Crucial Concepts Boot Camp, which, if you are listening to this episode when it airs, is on sale right now. Our big summer sale is happening right now. 20% off, some fantastic bonuses. I will put the link in the episode notes. And I'm also hosting a free live workshop, and there's still time to register. This workshop is called 5 Ways Nursing Students Struggle and What to Do Instead. So if you're listening to this bonus episode in real time, again, I'll put the link in the episode notes so that you can come to the workshop and find out ways that you might be likely to struggle in school, so that I can give you some tips ahead of time so that you can walk into your first day feeling way more confident. So for this mini episode, this bonus episode, I'm talking about my absolute favorite productivity tool. And the reason productivity is so important in nursing school, and really in any part of your life, but especially in nursing school, is because there's just so much to do, right? And only so much time to get it all done. The schedule can be pretty intense. So my favorite productivity tool for helping you get all the things done is called the Pomodoro Technique. And the fantastic thing about this Pomodoro Technique is it enables you to work with the time that you have available to dedicate to a task, instead of viewing time as your enemy and always thinking, oh my gosh, I don't have enough time. How am I going to get all of this done? So it's just a great mindset shift and way to think about your time and all the things that you have to do. So the basic overview of the Pomodoro Technique is that it breaks your work up into small, manageable chunks. The traditional method is to do a 25-minute work session, and then you follow that with a 5-minute break. And these work sessions are called Pomodoros, and they're called that because the person who invented this technique used to do this when he was, I believe, a graduate student, and he had a little timer on his desk that was shaped like a tomato. So that's where the word Pomodoro came in, Pomodoro Technique. So you do 4 Pomodoros, so 25-minute chunk of focus time followed by a 5-minute break. And then you take a longer break, maybe a 10 or 15-minute break. Now, these time periods are adjustable. You can do what works for you, and I'll talk about that more in a little bit. But that's the general premise of what the Pomodoro Technique is. Now let's talk about why. Why on earth would you do this? Here's something that I've learned as someone who can easily sit at their desk and work on tasks all day, is that the task you have will expand somehow magically to take up the amount of time that you have made available to it. So if I have an hour to do something, guess what? It's going to take the whole hour. If I've got 30 minutes to do the same thing, I'm most likely going to hustle and get it done. So tasks tend to expand to fill up the amount of time that you have allotted for them. Another risk with time and the way tasks expand to fill it is that if you don't have a set time frame at all for a task or for an objective, maybe let's just say I'm going to work on my equity in healthcare paper, and you don't put any kind of a time frame to that or set any kind of objective, you risk this whole project taking way longer than it should. And what this does is it puts your other assignments, your other priorities at risk. Again, if you haven't started nursing school yet, I cannot stress enough how many assignments, how many priorities, how many projects, things to learn, things to do every single week. So there's going to be a lot of competing priorities, and getting things done, checking things off the list should be your number one goal. So another reason why the Pomodoro Technique is so powerful and why I love it so much is because it creates a sense of urgency. When you say, I've got to write a discussion board post and I've set my Pomodoro timer for 25 minutes, guess what? You're going to get that done in 25 minutes. It's almost like you're challenging yourself to see, what can I accomplish in this amount of time? And one of the great things about this is the more you actually use it with your nursing school tasks, your nursing school assignments, you will very quickly get a true and accurate representation or feeling for how long something really does take. And this is a really great way to become a master of your time management. When you know for certain that you can write a discussion board post in 2 Pomodoros, then you know when you're planning out your week and you've got to write 4 discussion board posts that you're going to allot what? 2 hours to that, because you know you can write 2 in 1 hour, right? So however long it takes you, these are just examples, but it gives you a really clear idea of how long these repeat tasks tend to take. It also really helps you stay committed to minimizing your distractions. If you know you've got 25 minutes to get this task done, guess what? You're going to minimize your distractions and minimize your disruptions. So I just did a Pomodoro session right before I recorded this. I did a Pomodoro session to kind of write out my notes for what I wanted to talk about. And there was something that I wanted to check on online, maybe something I had ordered, maybe an email I was expecting. And I thought, no, that task can wait another 15 minutes because I was very focused and dedicated to my Pomodoro focus session. So when you minimize disruptions by knowing whatever it is that is tempting to disrupt me can actually wait until I get my next break, it really makes your focus flow sessions that much more impactful. And in this way, it also helps you avoid multitasking. You may have heard me talk about this before. Multitasking, I don't know, at some point it got to be considered a good thing, and it's not. You know, people think like, oh, I'm a great multitasker. I can do so many things at once. That's not actually super efficient and super great. It's actually just a whole bunch of task switching, and that's really inefficient for your brain and for your time management. So it helps you avoid multitasking. Another great reason why the Pomodoro Technique is so fantastic is that it kind of helps make a less desirable task more approachable. Let's say you have to sit down and do something that you don't like to do. Well, if you're only going to commit 1 Pomodoro or 1 little focus session to it, you can think to yourself, okay, I'm going to get this task done in 25 minutes and then it's done. And I only have to do it for 25 minutes and then it's over and I don't have to do it again for a whole week or whatever it is. Things like this, like paying bills. I don't know why. I just find that to be just drudgery. Clearing out unwanted emails from my inbox. That's another one that I'm like, ugh, I know I need to do it, but I don't want to. But I think, okay, I will do this for 25 minutes. And then it'll be done. And then my inbox will be all nice and clean. So it helps make a less desirable task more approachable. Another thing that it does is it helps prevent burnout. When you get a scheduled break to look away from your computer, get up from your desk, stretch, get a snack, whatever it is that helps prevent burnout, mental fatigue, and eye strain, which very important. I don't know if you get a lot of headaches like I do when I sit in front of my computer all day. I've been making a much more conscious effort to use my Pomodoro timer, and when I have those breaks, to look away from the computer and do that eye rest exercise where you look at something that's like 30 feet away for about 30 seconds. It has made such a huge difference in just my general eye fatigue. I can't even tell you. My headaches have practically gone away. I love it. And many reviewers, here's a really cool one, many reviewers of a particular Pomodoro app, and I'm going to talk about a couple of apps in a minute, said that it was absolutely a fantastic way to be super productive even with ADHD. So I actually did a bonus episode on doing nursing school with ADHD. And if you have ADHD or even just have difficulty focusing, sticking with tasks, I want you to go and listen to that one as well. The tips I share there are great for all students, but of course, they are especially focused on those students who do have ADHD. So that episode number is 224. So make sure you go and check that one out. What if I told you I have cracked the code on nursing school success? After years of mentoring nursing students, I've seen some consistent ways that students tend to struggle. And I'm here to tell you, they are all avoidable. I want to invite you to a free workshop where I share with you the 5 ways that nursing students struggle and what to do instead. In this workshop, you will get tips and strategies so that when these struggles come up, and they will, you already got a plan in place to avoid them altogether. To join the workshop, just go to the link in the episode notes and choose the date and time that work best for you. I really hope to see you there. Let's move on to talking a little bit about how to actually use the Pomodoro Technique. So the very first thing is you have to be specific about what you're using it for. Choose a task, choose an assignment, choose a goal or objective. And then you want to make sure that your distractions are gone. Remove distractions, remove temptations even. Some students find it helpful to put one of those like lockdown browsers on your computer. Those can be kind of cool. I find that if I just close out all the windows that tend to distract me, that helps me. I put my phone in the other room. I silence my Slack notifications. I silence my other, web notifications, my project management tool notifications. Sometimes I even sign out of my email because I don't even want the temptation of checking it. So I remove distractions. If Oliver is standing there meowing nonstop at me, I make sure he's fed, brushed, watered, tucked in for his nap, all of that. I don't want any distractions. And then you start your timer. And the default timer with most of these tools and apps that you use is for 25 minutes. Again, that can be adjusted depending on the app that you're using. And then you get to work. And for very in-depth projects, so of course, not everything can be done in 25 minutes, right? You're not going to write a paper on healthcare equity in 25 minutes. It's going to be spread out over probably a couple of weeks, right? But you can take very in-depth projects like that or general studying for an exam and break it up into chunks. Sometimes I find that if I'm doing something like studying something complicated or writing something that's very intense, I do want a longer Pomodoro session than just 25 minutes. So find out what works best for you. Maybe a 40-minute session is better when you're really getting deep into a complex topic. So if you do that, use that when it's appropriate, but for quick bursts of focusing, try to stick with that 25-minute session. And then what you're going to do is break up that bigger project, that paper, for example, into here's what I'm going to get accomplished in this Pomodoro, in this session. And then you get that accomplished. Like I'm going to find 5 research articles that are really great that I can use for this paper. And I'm going to do that in this one Pomodoro. That would be perfect. And then for another Pomodoro, you could say, I'm going to write my introductory paragraph. So breaking it up into manageable chunks. Okay. And another great example with nursing school are care plans. Maybe let's say you're working on a care plan and it's going to take you 2 or 3 hours. You can still use the Pomodoro technique for this. Of course, you would say something like, I'm going to write the etiology and pathophysiology in one Pomodoro. And then in my second Pomodoro, I'm going to write 2 problem statements or 2 nursing diagnoses, whatever your school likes to call it, with interventions and goals in another Pomodoro, and set these goals. And you guys, you will be so surprised at how efficient and productive and how much stuff you can get done in shockingly less periods of time than you might be used to. So I like a little bit of a longer Pomodoro. I like to set mine for 30 minutes with a little bit of a shorter break, like a 3-minute break, enough time to maybe go like reheat my coffee, run to the bathroom, check on Oliver, just a quick little break, and then, and rest my eyes, of course. And then I'll take about a 12-minute break after those 4 sessions. And then I'll take maybe a longer break. So I'll do 2 whole chunks of those, right? And then I'll maybe have a longer break in between. And then I come back and I do 2 more big chunks. So a chunk would be 4 Pomodoros. I'll do that again twice. Does that make sense? So I'm doing like 8 Pomodoros, a longer break, and then 8 Pomodoros. And then, by then I've got a lot of my work for the whole day done, like the really tough stuff done. It's absolutely fantastic. Things that I like to use with my Pomodoros, aside from creating content, writing podcasts, articles, working on the online programs that I developed for you guys is, checking my emails, responding to emails. I could sit there probably all day and respond to emails. I get a lot of emails. So if I just assign myself a 30-minute Pomodoro and I'm going to get to as many emails and answer as many emails as I can in this time frame, I can jam through the emails. And then, of course, again, those tasks that I don't like to do but need to get done, like paying my bills, cleaning up my inbox, organizing my Google Drive, even like putting away the laundry. I'll do some housework on a Pomodoro timer just to kind of see how much can I get done in this one Pomodoro session. So it makes it kind of fun. It kind of gamifies your task and your goal completion. So that's why it's so great. So let's talk a little bit about an app that I use, and then I have one recommendation for another app if you don't have an iPhone. So if you use an iPhone, I love the Focus Keeper app. That's the one that I use. There's a basic version that's free, or you can upgrade to Pro for some extra features. It's $1.99 to upgrade to Pro, so it's no big deal. But if you want to just use the free version, it has plenty. It has the timer and the breaks, and that's all you need. Now, if you want to make your own unique Pomodoro length sessions, you do need that Pro version. So you can do that with the Pro version. You can change how long your breaks are with the Pro version and all kinds of things. Choose from different alarm sounds. You can choose to have it ticking at you or not ticking at you or playing white noise like the beach or rain or all these kinds of things. So there are some cool features with the Pro version. And again, that is called Focus Keeper. You can get that in the Apple App Store. And then for Android, a great one that comes recommended is Pomodoro Timer Lite. So the Lite version, I'm assuming, is the free version. People really liked its minimalist design and its high functionality. So I hope this mini episode on productivity and the Pomodoro Technique gives you some ideas on how you might use it to be the master of your time management, get more done in less time, and check all those things off your to-do list. So I will see you again tomorrow. It is a regularly scheduled episode. And in that episode, we're going to be talking about some more secrets of successful nursing students. I've been doing a whole series on this. I actually have 20 secrets for successful nursing students. It's a free guide. I'll put the link to that in the episode notes so you can get your hands on that if that interests you. And then on these podcast episodes, I'm diving deep into each one. So we'll be talking about that more tomorrow. And if you're following the podcast or subscribe to the podcast, you'll automatically get new episodes showing up like magic in your podcast library. Regular episodes come out every Thursday. I am doing a bunch of bonus episodes right now so that I can make sure you know that Crucial Concepts Bootcamp is on sale. And again, I will put the link to that in the episode notes also. And I hope to see you again here very, very soon. Have a great day. Bye for now. This podcast is brought to you by Straight A Nursing.